The younger wrestling fans of today might know little or nothing about the late Butch Reed, which is perfectly okay. He is a former WCW World Tag Team Champion, having held the title once together with WWE Hall of Famer Ron Simmons. During the 80s, Butch competed in popular promotions including Jim Crockett's Promotion, WCW, Mid-South Wrestling, and WWE. Butch Reed participated in several history-making matches in WWE. He competed in the first Survivor Series main event in 1987 and the first Royal Rumble match in January 1988. He was the first wrestler eliminated from the Rumble match. On February 5, 2021, Butch Reed passed away at the age of 66. Tony Marino joined WWE in 1963 after the promotion was established as the World Wide Wrestling Federation. It was previously known as Capital Wrestling Corporation, founded in the 50s. He competed in the promotion until 1972. He was involved in a tag team with WWE Hall of Famer Bruno Sammartino, and they both held the International Tag Team Championship twice. Marino hung up his wrestling boots in 1987. He died at the age of 90 on May 28. This makes him one of the longest living wrestlers in history. Barry Orton is the son of the former professional wrestling Bob Orton, brother of Bob Orton Jr., and the uncle of WWE superstar Randy Orton. Barry unfortunately did not enjoy the same success in the business as the other Ortons. He was mainly used as an enhancement talent, and he competed in promotions such as the WNA, Stampede Wrestling, and New Japan Pro Wrestling, besides WWE. He retired from in-ring competition in 1991, but came out of retirement in 2011 to participate in the Battle Royale, which was won by WWE legend Rowdy Roddy Piper in Pro Wrestling Guerrilla. Barry Orton died on March 19 at the age of 62. WWE Hall of Famer Paul Orndorff has had a lengthy and successful run in pro wrestling. He made his debut in 1976. Mr. Wonderful has had a stint in renowned promotions such as WWE, WCW, Smoky Mountain Wrestling, and JPW. In WCW, he held the World Television Championship and the WCW World Tag Team Championship. He had an incredible feud with Hulk Hogan in 1986 and competed in the first ever WrestleMania main event. He teamed up with Roddy Piper to take on Hulk Hogan and Mr. T, but his team came out unsuccessful. Orndorff's last appearance in WWE was on August 11, 2014 episode of Raw during Hulk Hogan's birthday celebration. He was inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame in 2005. He died on June 12 last year. On September 2nd last year, the day following her death, the wrestling world was taken by shock at the announcement of the Screen Queen Daphne's passing. The former TNA and WCW star died at the age of 46 by committing suicide. Many people within the wrestling community paid tribute online, and there was a lot of discussion around mental health. WWE, AEW, Impact are among the 3 top promotions that shared their condolences on social media. Impact also dedicated the Monsters Ball bout at Knockouts Knockdown to the former WCW Cruiserweight Champion. She passed away at the age of 46. Lanza wrestled in WWE before 1973 and 1975. He began his wrestling in 1961. and retired in 1995. He worked as a road agent and producer in WWE following his retirement in ring competition. During his time in the company, Lanza regularly wrestled stars such as the late Andre the Giant. He was inducted into the 2006 class of the WWE Hall of Fame. He only held one title in the company, which was the World Tag Team Championship. He passed away at the age of 86 on December 8, 2021. Former Ring of Honor and Impact wrestler Jimmy Rave passed away recently at the young age of 39. Many wrestlers and fans reacted to his death on Twitter by sending their condolences and heartfelt messages. Current WWE superstar Gigi Dolan even paid tribute to Jimmy Rave by doing a Jimmy Rave approved t-shirt on NXT 2.0. Rave made his wrestling debut in 1999 and retired in 2020. He took to Twitter on October 24th to reveal that he had both his legs amputated due to an MRSA infection. He passed on in Philadelphia on December 12th. Hardcore legend Jerome Young, better known under the ring name New Jack, is best for his time in ECW from the 90s to the early 2000s and in Smoky Mountain Wrestling as a controversial figure. He competed in a lot of dangerous matches which usually involved foreign weapons and blood. He was part of a tag team known as the Gangsters. They held the ECW Tag Team Championship and SMW Tag Team Championship. The mass transit incident, which involved New Jack blooding a teenager, is one of the most notorious incidents in pro wrestling history. New Jack suffered from personal and health issues before his death. He died of heart attack on May 14th at the age of 58. Michael James Penzel, who made his wrestling debut in 1980, was given the Corporal Kircher ring name and military gimmick by none other than WWE chairman Vince McMahon in the 80s. He had a notable feud with Nikola Volkov, which included a flag match at WrestleMania 2, which Kirchner won. He had a short tenure in NJPW from 1989 to 1990. At the age of 64, Kirchner died of a heart attack on December 22. Beautiful Bobby Eaton, who was a member of the popular Midnight Express tag team, passed away on August 4th at the age of 62. The multi-time wrestling tag team champion has competed in promotions such as WCW and NJPW, but he never wrestled in WWE. The Midnight Express, which also involved legendary wrestling manager Jim Cornette and Stan Lane, was one of the greatest teams in the business. Eaton was often praised by fellow wrestlers for his smooth wrestling style and professionalism. He is one of the most underrated in-ring workers in the history of professional wrestling.